Okay, it is now 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
All right, we're moving to the first section of reviewing the agenda. Anybody have any additions or deletions?
I got an addition.
You have an addition?
For elements.
Anything else? With that? Okay, let's go ahead and move forward with approving the minutes. Let's go ahead and go take a look at 2/8/24. Oh, wait, we're doing the agenda. Did you get it for him? Me too.
Make a motion to
Make a
approve the
motion.
agenda with additions. One second.
Alderman Yagowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson. Aye. Alderman Moore.
Aye.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and go to the minutes for 2/8/2024.
For L, I did not abstain in that vote.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
For, you said,
Yeah, the aye.
page 25.
Yeah. 7.
Oh my gosh. What did you say?
I did not abstain, I voted aye. No, I don't think you did. I did vote.
No, she did. She
Voted aye.
I should have abstained if I told me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she did. She worked out and she didn't, she heard it.
Did I see any other changes for February 8th? No. Entertain motion to approve the minutes from February 8th, 2024, with the one change.
So moved. Second.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Yagowski.
Aye.
Okay, now if we could take a look at the minutes from February 15th, 2024. Did anybody see any changes or anything?
I'll make a motion to approve the February.
I'll second.
I took a shower.
Alderman Hanson. Aye. Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Yagowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
And if we could just take a moment to review the bill. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? Any questions or concerns? We'll move on to
And the hatch, it's for throat, things with the throat. Yeah.
That was the hot, yeah, that was for the reader.
Oh, that's right, yeah, it's throat, and they have it to use
This ADT commercial, that's so much, is this like every month though?
I don't believe so, I think it's just a one-time installation.
Is that what all that was?
It's what
The
it's
initial?
yeah.
Okay.
And I broke it in between the water sewer, and then I.
Yeah,
broke it between
that's what I
general
was
and different departments.
So we'll go ahead and just move forward with the financials and take a look at the financials. Does anybody have any questions on financials? I do like copies. I do like copies.
Yeah, if there's any questions.
So I will entertain a motion to, oh, yeah, what?
No, you're good.
Entertain a motion to approve the financials as they are.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to public comment for the agenda. The first one that I have on my list is Herb Crosby.
Okay, let's go back to the financials you just approved without mentioning any figures. How much did you spend this month? Because if it's more than 50,000, you're already out of whack.
How much did we spend in the bill?
Yes. How much was approved in total spending by the last resolution? Because if it's more than 50,000 for the month, that's how much over your deficit. If you take what came in as income last year and divide it by 12, that'll give you a good idea how much you could spend every month.
We spent $45,489.63.
Good job, Ted. I suggest you be more transparent than that when you're addressing this, so that I don't have to bring it up and waste my public comment time on it. All right, asset sales. What's the point of that? All you're doing is postponing the point that you're gonna have to deal with these things. If you're headed for a bankruptcy and you just keep having asset sales, all you're doing is postponing the sheriff's sale. What meaningful steps have you taken to reduce your budget? Have we made any cuts in the police departments? They account for more than 50% of the expenses here in town. Has anything been done to reduce their footprint?
And I am currently working with the chief right now on that, because we are actually addressing the police department.
Okay, that's all I need to say then, I think. Oh, I would, switch your comment time so that this is old business and new business after the city has discussed new business. That way we can be assured that our remarks are germane to the situation. For instance, at the last meeting, I mentioned that the idea of having a city manager was ridiculous based on past experience with that, and yet it had been deleted. But I could only comment because I think you ought to switch the times.
Noted. Okay. And I did not forget you, Debbie. You're up next time. Sewer increased charges.
Okay, I forgot to add something. The financials, why can't they put on the table for residents to look at like they have always been in the past? When you guys approve the bills and the budget and all this, it's like 3 copies if you get the budget. Most of the other ones posted in the papers, Winfield never does. But when we come to a meeting and we take our time and we care too about the city, so we would like to see, especially if I'm hearing the financial problems, that I'd like to see the bills too, and I'm sure many others would like to. So as you sit up there and you look at them and you approve them, we don't know nothing. Second of all is, I'm here about the sewer again. After I got my bill and I looked at it, we're going to have to sit down. Well, maybe it's too late now, but we should have sat down and talked about this. Your wording on your bill, we paid $305 for water the month before. I get a $436.80 added to the water. So that brought from $305.27 to $756.57. Has anybody mathematically figured out that increase? I have never, even in labor, cost of living increases, anything else, ever seen something increase 60%. And who went around and looked at multi-housing and decided who was multi-housing that did never catch since the late 70s that the property was nonprofit, that it's more given as a gift to the community to help the members of the community, but yet we're punished as a commercial property. And if my water usage is one thing, how do we justify the $436? And then the other questions I have, you are not prepared to be answering those yet, and I think somebody else more qualified needs to come in and ask those. But I hope that you all did all the homework included in this, because this is far, far from a debt issue. We thank you quite a bit.
All right, thank you, Debbie. And, okay, so we don't have any old business to discuss. We will move forward with new business. We will go to the water department, Ms. Chapman.
So the service sold for February was $63,226.21, and we received $62,498.13. $954.36 of that was in late fee, $438 of it was in reconnect fee. We had 3 residential meter deposits and no streetlights were reported.
All right, and then next we have PD. Chief, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. We completed our annual fireman's qualifications this past week. The equipment we received from the MODOC grant last year has been installed in the vehicle now. Excuse me. Annual taser recertification and less lethal training will be conducted later this month. And then last week, car 103 struck a deer on Highway 79. We're waiting on insurance to see what they come back with for if it's going to be repairable or not. And then the calls for service for February of 24, 103 traffic stops, 31 agency assists, 17 fire or medical assists, 10 car accidents, 9 alarm calls, 9 domestic disturbances, 7 check well-beings, 6 911 accidentals, 5 suspicious persons, 4 trespassing, 3 animal calls, 3 assaults, 3 thefts, 3 fraud calls, 2 harassment, 2 pedestrian checks, and 2 weapons offenses.
Thank you, Chief. And then we'll move forward with Public Works. Jim, you're up.
All right. So, between the last meeting and now, the cell wall was repaired in cell 2, and that bill came out to $8,000. There was a fresh water leak found in an underground line between the black flow preventer and the hot box, and the hydrant shutoffs down the lagoon. Contacted K&L, who actually installed the lines and did the original work down there. They came out and repaired it on the 29th, and since it was out of warranty, that was a bill of $3,960.23. I contacted Tri-County Insurance and discussed both issues with them, and we have coverage on it, so it should only cost our deductible on both items. So instead of the $8,000, it should only be $1,000 for the deductible, and the water line should only be $1,000 instead of $4,000. Purchased 3 ton of fresh coal patch. Granted, it's a temporary fix, but I've been going around town fixing a lot of the major potholes, started at the most severe, working our way down. Resubmitted the reimbursement request and documents to DNR for the Whispering Winds project. Reimbursement was approved, so the city is receiving a check back from DNR for $9,898.65. And with the final reimbursement, we'll be able to do the full withdrawal out of the project. And then I talked to a representative for Chad Perkins' office, because he inquired if there was anything we wanted to do for infrastructure. So when I talked to him, I recommended proposed street resurfacing and adding street lights where they're needed, some way for them to get back. And if you look on the backside, so you guys can see it's over down there, it's got the before and after pictures on the cell repair and where the water line break was.
Thank you. Okay, next we have planning and zoning. Karen.
Thank you. Just so everyone is aware, the second quarter regular meeting is scheduled for Monday, April 1st at 6 p.m. However, at this time, we have not had any new items brought forward for planning and zoning. So in that event, we may postpone it for another date within the quarter, a second. So I just wanted to let everybody know. But announcements would be made out, so everyone knows. Tonight, planning and zoning has, would like to recommend a program that I started creating about 2 years ago that is for different programs for the community. The first one that we have is something that, in researching, I took a look at things that had been done when the city was first formed, such as when people moved from all over the country to here, they were all new and they were different sources. So one of the things that they really did was that they worked together. If someone was birthing a baby, they needed to dig a grave, sadly, or somebody needed to have their house burnt down or the barn, they needed barn raising, the community came together. So in that sense, came up with an idea of helping those who do not, or having difficulty with cutting their yard. One of the benefits is if somebody is maybe possibly facing a citation, they can contact this program to ask for a one-time assistance. Or if someone needs help, say they've had a stoppage in their life that somebody can't, or their machine's broken down, they can also contact for a one-time to have help. It also benefits the volunteers. Because the volunteers, this is for the residents of Winfield. The volunteers would be the residents of Winfield from 17 on up. But it also has a caveat that if somebody is looking for service hours, that is in a school such as the FXA or church program, and their church programs are confirmation around 14 on up, their parents would have to sign off as well as the person requesting. The person would request the service, the volunteer list would go out to see who is available. The volunteer would go over to the person's house, they would communicate and work with that individual. And it's up to that resident if they would like to tip that person, that's totally up to them. Last year, this program was tried on 2 instances. And we had a volunteer that came forward and worked out. And it ended up that that person, they could hire them. And the person finished out cutting their breath at a cost that they agreed about. So the benefits of it is that it's building communication within the city. It is building responsibility. It is building respect. And the people, like young kids are learning from the older people. And it doesn't matter where you are, where you live. It's for our city. And the best thing about it is it's about our community and neighbor helping neighbor. So planning and zoning is asking that you take our recommendation and possibly approve it. If you do approve it, we would like to see that it be posted here at City Hall, going to the schools. I'd like one of the aldermen to go with these to present programs so that they can get the word out and send it to the churches, but also on the website so that we would have the resident request form and then the volunteer application. And the volunteer application would be used for the other programs that are coming down the path. Thanks.
Anybody have any questions for you?
And that's called Lawn Angel.
Yes, and it's called Lawn Angel, sorry.
Got that clear. Did I ask the question? Or is it just for you guys?
Sure. It's up to you, you're the mayor.
On this one, I mean, it's Rand speaking, that's fine.
I was wondering if we have some kind of community service that the police and the officers and judges and things like that give out, where that they could be part of that project.
You talk about, like, is that CAPS, Tracy, that?
Community service.
Like a community service
Community
situation.
service,
That's what it
exactly.
entails.
That's what it
Yeah.
entails?
It's, that and anybody who's looking for service, and it's just if somebody wants to do it, like the volunteers last year, they wanted to help.
Can I ask the question then? Does it cost the city anything financially?
No, no cost to the city except, the paper and printing of the stuff will be donated, and the only thing would be the girls would receive their information, and it would be forwarded on. I'm volunteering my time to help with the coordination of it. It will not cost the city anything.
Okay. Anybody on board have any more questions? Something that you would like to entertain?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll make a motion to, go with,
To
adopt the, Lawn Angels program. So we're just giving you the, okay, just sort of run with it, yeah.
Just to check with you real quick, because you were talking about the residents, like they were talking about the community service and stuff. Does that have to be somebody in Winfield that volunteers their time?
Well, we want to keep it as much to Winfield residents.
Okay.
We still get a volunteer It's the idea of the residents working with residents and building that bond, that relationship, and getting back to basics, to where we should have been years ago.
Last question, has the city attorney been advised to make sure that the town can legally do it? That would be a good thing to get first.
Tracy, because I know I have asked questions and
Because
answers.
it I'm not saying it will, it's not like a good program, but you might want to go to the attorney and see, make sure you make the right decision before you vote on it, please.
We've talked to him, he's aware of it.
He's aware of maybe the decision.
Yeah.
I'm not against it, I just, you want to do that part of the homework before you start doing something.
And within the application and on the resident part, it also, has the caveat.
But you get somebody get third on city.
They cannot hold the city harmless and that, so they, reading the application just like, and it would, also, the other thing with the volunteers, they may be required for references and do a background check.
So if you use them on a summer program in our town, we had that years ago, a government program through the state was ran here, and it worked great, but the one thing nobody didn't realize is when you hire that summer help, you had to babysit them, so we have a city worker having to babysit a guy that don't want to cut the grass, he unloosens the spark plug, so that city worker had to come back over there, city worker couldn't get nothing done because he's watching that volunteer all day long. It creates a problem.
It would hope, like in this instance where we had a person who actually did the two jobs, and I didn't even mention that it turned out that on one of the jobs, they hired him to finish up the things. Afterwards, and that was totally with them, but he brought his own equipment and stuff, and that's what we advise, use your own equipment.
So then getting on the table.
Did you second?
And this is just a holiday program. Go ahead and do it.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, so next on our list is the math link and Ms. Wazowski.
So, everyone knows that 2 years ago, we approved the general codes for our ordinances, and then we came back and we did the, map links for our zoning map. The ordinance came up first, and then our zoning map finally got finished, and is now live for the community and for any new businesses to come in town. You can find the link on our website underneath planning and zoning, and as well, the zoning map is on our general codes as well, that underneath, there on the left-hand side of the screen. Yeah. So, there's two partials that still have to be corrected, but it's not going to cost the city any money down the road to get that fixed once it's taken care of.
Thanks, Bob. Okay, and then Southwest Business Park Agreement, Jeremy?
Okay, so last month, as everybody remembers, we were given the paperwork saying pay rent or purchase the lot. So I looked into the agreement, talked to DNR, and it's actually been found out that the city has no obligation to pay rent for that lift station or have to maintain it. So all maintenance responsibility actually falls on the lot association.
On who?
Yeah.
The Southwest Business Park Lot Association. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the information, sir. And then now we have a resolution to deem properties, as.
Can you explain that some more? That Southwest Business Park?
Actually, unfortunately, we cannot do that because that is a legal issue at this point. So we need to actually discuss that in our closed session for right now. But we could probably, I would imagine we'd probably be able to discuss.
Because it sounds like Southwest Business Park Association can start charging for you to use it.
So we will move on. The resolution, now this is actually going to be a resolution for 316 Whiteside and then also 147 Hewitt. entertain a motion for Tracy to be read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Sargent,
Aye.
Alderman Hamel,
Aye.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Wisconsin.
Aye.
A resolution of the city of Winfield, Missouri to deem city property as excess property.
Can I ask a question now? How are we going to solicit bids? What's that form going to take, look like?
That is, we still have to discuss it, once this part of it is done, but that would be the next step. We have to pass the resolution before we can go to the next step, is how you guys are gonna handle it. That's true.
Seems very backwards.
Yes.
No discussion, no vote.
Yes. Nathan, change my vote. Right up like check.
And we have to go out for.
It says right there in section 3, actually. How,
That we will solicit, but how are we going to?
it says
Will it be a,
whether by using a listing agent or requesting proposals. That's the answer.
In other words, you're selling city property.
all steps necessary to solicit bids, whether by, so I was just, okay. Let's go for some clarification. No, go ahead.
Entertain a motion to
Policy, they gave them that.
read the second reading by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Wisconsin.
Aye.
A resolution of the city of Winfield, Missouri to deem city property as excess property.
And then I will entertain a motion to accept the
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Wisconsin.
Aye.
Alderman Sullivan.
Nay.
Can we please have some comments, please?
Thank you.
Okay. We will go to our, actually, Nicole, you are up for the roundup.
So I gave you guys a little packet, it's just that couple page thing right there. This isn't approved, this is just, that one. This is just something that I mocked up, we'll have to get approval from Ed. But a couple residents came to me about a roundup program. If you want to round up your water bill to the next dollar, if you want to donate $5 a month, what have you, it's so that we can build money into this account to help people, to assist them with their sewer and water bill. So there's a couple different things on there, and then on the back, there's like a contribution form. So all I'm looking for now is just approval to move forward with it, to see if this is something you guys are interested in, so that we can have Ed start looking over it, make sure it's okay, and so forth.
Is that something you guys would like to have listen to?
Yeah, I just want to go,
Check it.
yeah, just to go forward with it and see how we could do it and so forth.
What the logistics would be.
Yeah. So like I said, this is just something I totally mocked up. It's just an example, so to say, for now. I know Winfield does it, and St. Peter's or St. Charles, one of them does it too, so.
Would you guys like to look
It
at
doesn't
that?
hurt to have Ed look into it, make sure it's fine.
And you
I like it.
Brenda? Yes. Go ahead. into it.
where the money can go, and everything.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big thing, is where to put that money. And another thing too, that I didn't go over yet, because I wanted to make sure that you guys were okay with moving forward, is we're gonna have to all get together and do the stipulations as to who to disperse it to, shall they need help. So, but I mean, for sake of time at a meeting, that's something we can, you know, just have a chat about, see what you guys think.
Okay. And then, I wanted to talk about the citywide yard sale.
Yeah, so the citywide yard sale and the dumpsters people are kind of wanting to do them together, if you guys are okay with doing the dumpsters again this year. They're wanting to do like a yard sale Saturday and then the dumpsters on Sunday to get rid of stuff. The majority wants to do it once school's out, because a lot of teachers want to be involved this year. And they're too busy with the end of school and stuff. And then also, I don't know if we'll have to approve this part, but there was some ideas on a post that I had made about them. So last year when I did the city map, I didn't charge anybody, and I did it for whoever just wanted to be on there. So there was an idea brought up to make people donate like $10 to be listed on the map, and then us donate those funds to the school for lunch accounts or what have you. So I don't know if, because of monetary, if we have to vote on that to approve that portion, or how that would go. If you guys want to do that.
Also, we are able to get one 30-yard dumpster with no charge for Meridian, and another 30-yard dumpster would be like $121, I think is what we spent last year. For the other ones, we get 2 total.
So we get one free spring and then one free fall.
We get one a year.
One a year?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I need an approval if you guys, and it'll probably be end of May, beginning of June, something like that. So I mean, I know it's a way out, but if we want to go ahead and do the dumpsters, and then I don't know if you guys will have to check with Ed, reference the monetary value in it.
Yeah, because probably would we may have to do like a resolution.
Yeah. And then that way gives me time too to talk to different people and see where they want it to go. Because with it being the end of school year, I don't know if they'll need it on lunch account. But Winfield does have a program that they started up where they feed kids on the weekend. So they might need some assistance there. Like, I can't remember the name of it for sure. It's like Food for All of Winfield or something like that. I'll have to look it up. Food for All, is that what it is? But, so I looked at their page and it says that they do food for the weekends. So I don't know if with school being out, they're going to all summer. Do you know anything about it?
I don't know for sure, but.
Okay, because I mean, if we can donate it to kids for food through the summer, I'm okay with that too, but I just want to make sure it's okay with everybody else, since it's their money.
Are you talking about the end of May, do it for the dumpster or for the yard sale?
For both.
For both, yeah.
So kind of piggyback them, so that way they can get rid of their yard sale stuff if they want to. And then somebody said something about, you know, making it donations or whatever, but I'm afraid if we do that, that's gonna be leave a big mess down there. Like people bring their stuff down there for people to come and rummage through, I think that'll be just a big mess.
We're gonna do the same thing as last year though, where they're gonna present there'll be two of those.
I know you have lots of, yards still that even just like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys think? Actual reports? Okay. So now we get this.
Okay. So I'll meet up with you guys. We can go over all that stuff, and then once we have it all done, I'll bring it back for an actual approval. Okay.
And then, so Bobby was added, talking about the website. That's Tracy. Okay.
What's it?
Oh, are you doing your,
What with you?
okay. I just wanted to say that we finally were able to get the live streaming started, and we're doing it tonight for the first time. And Bobby has made a link on our page, our city page, and you can go to it, just click it, and then you should be able to see the meeting.
Is that what you were basically trying to state, Bobby?
No, this is something different.
Go ahead.
So I applied for a grant, for, to do something down at the fairgrounds that will make it more presented for the community, and hopefully invite more people to enjoy it. Also, I have put in an order and got approved for trees. So the trees will be beneficial for welcome signs with it being butterflies, and the rest will go down to the fairgrounds.
Do you know when you hear about that, or when the closing is and all that?
I have to look it up. I know when I submitted it, it was the day before the final, and it takes at least a month for it to be reviewed. And so I should hear something the end of May. Where are we at? April or May, I think it is. So.
Hopefully to hear something. Okay, so our next item is gonna be, of course, our next meeting, which is going to be April 11th at 7 o'clock. Anybody have any comments?
That may change depending on the election authority.
That's right, we have to wait.
Give you the final results before we do our meeting. So this is,
When did they say they were gonna get the final results by? The deadline for it?
it's just, I think it's the 9th, but it could be longer than that, so they told me to come in after the results are done. So I'm just saying, this could potentially change.
Okay.
Depending on how long it takes them or whatever their part is.
All right, and then I've got some public comments on the agenda. First I had, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So that parking lot across the street from TNT and Common Ground, who is responsible for that?
We are.
So if my vendors wanted to do a quick pop-up to support local businesses, would we be able to use that on a Sunday afternoon? Just not every month, but I've talked to some local businesses where we can go and set up in their lot, bring them customers, they let us set up there for free on a Sunday, because we have had so many people wanting us to have this market on a Sunday. And I'm willing to budge and do it on one Sunday a month.
That works like.
So, yeah,
So I would need the okay from that parking lot to support all those companies right there. Like, they don't, we don't charge them, they don't charge us, we're bringing them customers, we're using their lot, kind of deal, you understand?
but that lot doesn't belong to the company.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, it's the city leases it, so.
So would I have approval from you guys maybe 3 times this summer?
You have to have a
We
peddler's
typically rent the lot, there's a fee to rent it.
How much is it?
license. Yeah, you got a peddler's license.
Just the same.
Everything's
Same as the Fairgrounds Park. The
They
same
have a
price,
peddler's
the 50, yeah.
Okay, I already paid for the park, so I got the jump and jump thing. So I can pay for when we use that lot, but like, the same when I pay for the park. So then, as far as, it wouldn't be an issue if I go, it's only an issue for that park, like that lot right there. Do I need all of the businesses right there is okay, or I could just, it's just your okay?
It would be,
If these guys say it's okay, then it's okay.
Okay. I mean, we already work with Common Ground set up as there, we're doing one on the 23rd.
So you want to use the entire parking lot?
Not really, because I'm gonna keep it small so that way there's room for customers to come and, go to those restaurants. It's just kind of like a common area to support getting coffee, getting lunch. I don't wanna do it where we're just supporting Common Ground. You know what I mean? I want it to be Common Ground, TNT, Dickies, or,
That location
you know what I
is
mean?
easier for people to pull off and visit as well. And then that parking lot's large enough that we could do one side for the vendors and one side for the parking for people to
Because
see.
we have, 12 set up
Yeah,
at Life
that's
Window.
well, so I don't.
So we even did just that back row for our market people.
it originally was the farm.
You know what I mean?
Right, and that's kind of what we would like to do, one Sunday a month if possible. But we
We
don't
don't need it every month.
right.
I already have 3 other businesses that want us to use their lots down here.
What lot?
That's really a the permission.
just our market that we
Cafe
noticed that our market brings in a lot of people and a lot of people to the businesses in town. So we also wanted to see if the fee could be discounted because of all of the people we're bringing to the community that are supporting local businesses as well. Because she's running this and doing it for free, and so we're trying to minimize costs with us as well. So I hope you guys can appreciate and see what she alone is bringing into the community and help us out a little bit.
I'm not taking any money. All the money that. What? Okay.
Who are you?
Hey, enough of this, please.
Okay, but all the money that gets paid, I'm gonna let everybody know, every dollar that gets handed to me for a vendor fee gets donated to our schools and our charity for the schools. The Bright Futures program got all of the money, and I don't like counting change, so I rounded it up personally. All the money this year is getting Bright Futures, and right now the FFA program and the Food for All program. I'm not making any money on this. I have a receipt for every single thing I have bought. Just throwing that out there for anybody who'd like to know.
Great job. Everything is very organized. We're just asking to use another, location to help with bringing more
Because we
people.
have vendors that wanna do it on a Sunday, and we have shoppers that wanna do it right after church. And it's not gonna be the whole 100 people that we have planned this year. It will have to be limited to a smaller amount of people.
You guys would probably be better off to put your vendors on that left side. Like where we have like the hot dogs and stuff on the left side of there, and then leave that right side open for parking. And that way,
People park for the.
yeah, that way it's not a safety issue too.
So it's gotta get the approval first before we.
We haven't mapped it out yet, and we just wanna make sure it's working first.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do that.
Let's just go ahead and see if we can, first if we approve it, and then we'll look into it.
When are you looking to have your first one done there?
I don't know yet, because right now Cafe 47 said yes, and Don Julio said yes, so I'm working with them to figure out.
So you can give us a little bit of time if we need it, because you have other locations.
And I'm gonna find other locations so I can support more businesses rather than just on that, you know?
Right. Okay, so we'll look into the legal side of it. And then, I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
It's just like our own farmers.
I don't have a problem.
Let's just get into the legal side of it as far as like the donation.
The donating.
All that, see if we can donate that without having to charge a fee, how that would look.
I'm just saying.
And then we'll move on from that, that way we'll just, we'll let you know, and, we have at least another meeting before. And then the next one,
You said possibly 3.
possibly 3.
So we're only doing it from April to.
And you said just once a month, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be the last Sunday of every month through the market season.
Okay.
And it will be, the last Sunday of every month. We're trying to hit up a different location, so it won't be like April and March. If we did April, then it would wait a couple months before we came back over to this area, because we're gonna try to go to the third. Okay. Like, go around here.
I think it's awesome that you guys are doing that. I agree. All right, next is the Candy Rose.
I just wondered if, anybody had looked into the, feral cat situation since it's been 6 months or better. And I gave the information to, the people I was supposed to give the information to. They talked to the lawyer who sent another lady to talk to some other lady, and as far as I know, nobody's done anything. I have money from the restaurant that we collected. We stopped trying to collect money. The thing sits there, people throw money in sometimes for the program, but, I can't put it in the bank, so I'm not gonna pay taxes on money that's not mine. So it's kinda in limbo until someone passes an ordinance that says we can take a cat out of town, from the, trap and release program, get it fixed, and then put it back on city property without having to license it because it doesn't actually belong to an individual. So I just wondered if anybody has done anything or made a move, or if anybody even cared, since they had other priorities. Is what I was told. It was kind of put on a back burner because priorities were, you know, for cats on the top.
So I actually did look into it, and basically just got out the same stuff that Candy had provided. And it just boils down to, like she said, us just making a change in our ordinance, stating what she had said. And there's not going to be any cost to the city.
That was gonna be my next
Yeah,
question.
there's no cost to the city. And everything that I have been told about this program is all positive, and it's probably something that would behoove us to look into. So it gives, you know, it's not going to give the city an immediate fix for our cat situation, but it is going to give the city a long-term fix.
What, did it come cat town?
I'm
After
sorry?
they're all spaded and you've got 50 cats, but they're spaded? What do we do with 50 cats that are spaded?
They don't get pregnant and have more kittens.
Basically,
They're testing pools from Farmville Road, and then they're spayed and then returned.
I got 50 cats across from me in the
Probably because
trailer.
they're all having babies.
Exactly.
So let's spay them so that they stop. It's
But
not
I
that
still have
difficult.
50 cats in my yard.
They're eating the mice though, Debbie.
I will say, when you get a PNR with a cat, and you
They
don't,
still spray our furniture.
not after they're fixed, but if you get a cat and PNR it and bring it back, it will keep more cats from coming back that are not fixed. I worked with a PNR group in St. Louis.
Excuse me, still.
Being
Candy,
honest
time
with
to
you, the
speak.
cats,
I'm sorry, no more interruptions, please. Candy, please, I know that this is your.
What I was
your
gonna
time.
say is, when they bring the cats back, they are bringing the cats back. They don't eliminate them by like killing them or putting them in someone else's property. They bring them back where they came from. Because the thing is if you take a cat from where it lives, I don't know about you guys, but if you watch around your house, you know which cats live around you and which ones don't. If you take those cats out and you try to get rid of them, other ones just move in. And so basically, this is just a thing to where if people want to volunteer their money or time or whatever, the TNR people are doing the volunteering, and Market Grove collects money for it, we give it to TNR and they just fix the cats so that, like they said, they're not having more babies underneath. I mean, it's not gonna eliminate the cats being
so
there.
you're gonna say they're still gonna have 50 cats, or whatever you have, you still have.
Yeah, but you're just not gonna have any more
Won't have no more
kittens
kittens.
after that, or
Hopefully.
less.
Hopefully.
Yes.
You said if you're down in the city, or whoever, she said to the city, this is the country, cats can still come. This been a problem with cats.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Let's go ahead and put this meeting back in order, please. I also know that Candy, you said something about sewage.
Yes, I came and had a meeting up here at City Hall, privately with, Tracy and, a few other people, head of the sewage part. And, I wanted to let you know that I'm looking into, and I've been researching the, line behind Market Grill, Trax Pizza and Cooks. There is a disagreement between myself and or the property owners and the city about who actually owns the line that's behind us. Technically, from what I've been looking at, it talks about laterals, and then the lateral lines are individual responsibility. Once the laterals come out, though, they can go into a line, that is an accumulation of the laterals that goes to a main. And so I was doing a little research on that because, the sewage is backing up. The commuter lot has a problem because, diesels, we believe, have parked on top of the sewage, things over there and actually crushed some of the lines. They're unable to, we were told that it was our responsibility to take care of it. So just so you know, some of us owners have gotten together and rented a machine, and we have actually used it to, go in the lines. But we were told at the time that those were the lines that we were supposed to use. According to the map that's in the other room from 2017 or 2019 though, it shows that as being city property, city sewage line. It shows the city sewage line starts across the street from Cook's on that side by the commuter lot. And if that's crushed over there, then the main is gonna back up, which causes that line to back up, which is causing our laterals to back up as well. So something needs to be done about it. There's been sewage in that creek area, and there's been sewage that has come up in that little manhole between the two businesses, and everybody's pointing a finger at everybody else at whose problem it is. And I rent, so technically I'm doing this as a nicety, because I'm not responsible for it at all. But it needs to be fixed. Chief Cook has had sewage in his property numerous times. He won't let people use his restroom sometimes because people throw stuff in there. Same thing with us. We got rid of our paper towels, so paper towels are not going down the line. We have a grease trap out back. We share it with Track Pizza. We change our grease. We put it in the grease trap out back. We wipe our things out before we actually wash them. We have a grease trap that holds the water from the 3-compartment sink, and it flows, the grease flows over the top of the grease trap, so it's not going down the line. So technically, I don't want to put blame anywhere, or I don't want to take any blame, but somebody needs to look into getting this all worked out and getting this fixed, because it's a problem, and it's just going to get bigger.
Okay.
And that was it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then, next is Ms. Debbie Rubottom.
I think my, comment on there
You already-
speaks for itself.
It says, why those questions never get brought back in so due? That's what the question is.
Would you like me to tell you the last year that people asked questions about important maybe issues and they never got brought up? Is that not old business? Should be.
Is it too late to be put on the agenda?
You really wanna risk it?
All right.
I'll get that.
Write that down. Thank you, Debbie. Okay. I would like to make a motion to, do we have anything else? Closed session. So I would like to entertain a motion to go into closed session to take like a 10-minute recess.
So moved.
A second. I guess that's a no.
Okay, our closed session.
You know?
Alderman Muscala.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Okay, I'll just read the closed session. Your closed session meeting for closed records authorized. In one exception, exception the exception disclosure otherwise required by law on public government bodies authorized to close meetings, records, votes, to the extent of the related following. Legal actions cause of action or litigation involving public governmental bodies. Leasing, purchasing, or sale of real estate by a public government body. The specifications of competitive bidding until either the specifications are officially approved by a public governmental body or the specifications are published for bid. Records which are protected from disclosure by law. So we will go into
We'll be reopening them.
I'm sorry.
We'll be reopening them.
Oh,
Oh, no, we will not be reopening. No, we will not be reopening.
so we need to make that motion.
So we're not reopening? No.
Yeah, we need to make that motion to go into closed session and let them know.
And then adjourn after our closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into close and then adjourn.
A second.
Okay, and roll call please for that one as well.
Not tonight, Barry.
Aye.
Did you have that, did you have that, like, share it or something?
Well, I'm thinking about getting a partner.
And
I know.
They did a good job.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I say, look.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, you guys have a good, safe meeting back there, and we'll see you later. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Okay, every year I see.
Yeah, he's no, yeah. He didn't know, he's no.